He's a 20-year-old flight attendant who claims that he never knew he had a son until his ex-girlfriend told him that she'd given up the child for adoption when that baby was 8 months old. And now he's fighting for custody, claiming fraud because he says his ex-girlfriend and her mother deliberately concealed the baby's existence. The biological mother of the child says not true and claims this battle is not in the best interest of the child. Should he get his child back? Here to discuss this important case is the biological father of the child, Juan Carlos Campoverde, Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew P. Napolitano, and Mr. Campoverde's attorney, Susan Chana Lask. Welcome. How long did it take before you did something about this? Because she told you.
Right.
How old was the baby?
I immediately started procedures. I mean, try to do something, but it's hard to find a really, first of all, a good attorney. Second of all, an attorney that would take the chance, because most attorneys I spoke to, they were like, John, you have no rights. You're going to lose the trial.
All right. What about those rights? Talk to me about that.
He has rights. He was talking to attorneys that didn't really look into the case as much. What happens is he's an unwed father. And it's true in most states, and specifically in New York State, you don't have, it appears you don't have rights. But there's
I'm not sure that's true. Do you know, Judge Napolitano, that if you're an unwed father, you don't have rights?
Well, if you're an unwed father, the courts can trample your rights, as they did here. Case.
Well, exactly. Only it's one step further. The mother actually did notify the court that she knew who the father was. The court knew that the father existed in this case. So if I could...
And they never contacted you?
No, the court knew.
Do they have an obligation to do that?
It's in the court's discretion, which the court said, the lower court said it's in our discretion, and we decided not to. Okay. Which I've done adoptions before in different courts in New York State, and every court has bent over backwards to find the natural father.
Okay, but what is your claim? Your claim is that
he was kept in the dark.
Kept in the dark, and he's entitled to custody because?
It's his son. It's his son, and he didn't have a fair hearing. He had a right to be at that adoption proceeding and represent his interests as the natural father.
Right. And you're claiming fraud?
Fraud on the part of the adoption petition. I have a feeling, I would guess that in the adoption proceeding petition, the natural mother might have made a general statement saying, I don't know who the father was, or he didn't obligate himself under the statute. And quote unquote, that might be true, but he couldn't use the statute because he didn't know his son existed. It was a concerted effort to keep him in the dark. There are cases where children have, there is a case where a father, because of the court proceedings, how long it took, received the child 2 years later. So it can be done.
We are out of time. I want to thank you all for being here. Susan Lask, Juan Carlos, and Judge Napolitano.